What's going on? What's going on again? This is your brother Chief Kalanago with another video. What's up? What's up? What's up, lineage? What's up? I think I have audio, man. Let me just make sure I got some audio on Facebook. Give me 1 second. I think I have audio. What's up, lineage? What's up? Yep, I got audio. Audio, man. Let me just make sure. All right. So there's audio on Facebook. So we good. So anyway, in this video or this lecture, whatever you want to call it, we're going to talk about purpose, we're going to talk about passion, and we're going to talk about the impact that you want to make. We're going to talk about impact, right? Most people don't know exactly what passion is, right? Hence, you have the passion of Christ. So I'm going to break all that down to you because remember, words are important, right? Words are extremely important. For real. You have to know the foundation and the etymology of words. So when you speak, the vibrations that you're putting out there in the universe is what's going to manifest, right? So, first off, I want to acknowledge the great spirit, universal intelligence, the great I am that I am. Of course, I acknowledge all my ancestors. You know, life is beautiful, life is grand. Okay, it is, it truly is, because life is exactly what you make it. It is not what people make it. It's only what you make it. People's perception of life can be different from yours, right? And it's okay. However, their perception of life only becomes your reality when you allow their perception to become your reality. All right. So, once again, I'm going to talk about, your purpose, okay? Because we all have a purpose. You just got to find your purpose. What is passion? Is passion and purpose the same thing? Or is passion actually what people think it is? Because a lot of times people ask you, follow your dreams, follow your passion, what you're passionate about. But people don't know what passion truly means. Now, they may have a definition of passion, but they don't know what passion means, right? So we're going to break down a few of this, words, these concepts, and we're going to get into that. So hopefully at the end of this video, you'll be able to put your direction. Your direction will have more purpose. All right. Because a lot of people are still trying to find their way. And I want to help you find your way. Okay. Get over the fear of overcoming, get over the fear of not knowing, get over the fear of doubts. All right. Honestly, it's truly fear is really false evidence appearing real. I know people always say that and we take it for granted, but that's truly what it is. You feel me? So let's get into this. First things first, your purpose. What is your purpose? Okay. We are all manifested here in the flesh, and we all came here to serve a purpose. Whatever that purpose is, you should find that for yourself. But the ultimate purpose, which I spoke of in the last video, was that covenant. That first purpose was to come here, be fruitful, multiply, subdue the earth, have dominion over the earth. That was our first initial intended purpose. I'm talking about from a higher realm of existence, right? Our purpose was to come here, subdue the earth, meaning that to control, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, right? That was it. Okay. And of course, the further man and woman fell into their physical, into their lower self or their animalistic self, that purpose changed. It was more geared towards now materialistic things. All right. So there is nothing wrong in having materialistic purposes. There's nothing wrong with that because we all came here to live our best life in this physical body. Remember, you are in the physical body, but you are not the physical body. All right. Once again, you are in the physical body, but you are not the physical body. Just like you have a car. You're not the car, but you're able to step into the car and the car could take you places. You feel me? So the only difference is this, is that you get to leave the car every single day. With this physical body, you don't get to leave your body until it expires. Not you, but the body. All right. So you are always in this body. You're always in this avatar. And the only times to take a break, sometimes you need a break from all these physical things, is to isolate yourself into meditation. So, like I said, you could get into your car and get out. If you're in traffic, you're tired, you could get on the side of the road. You could step, go stretch your legs, take a break, a bathroom break. All right. Ask yourself, where is the break that you give yourself within this physical body, within this transportation? Most people don't know they have to give themselves a break from their own body, and they don't know how to do that. So I'm going to break that down for you, and I'm going to go back and use that same example of the car. You get to go into a car, but you're not the car. When you're in the car moves, right? You're driving, traveling, whatever, you're actually in the car. At any point in time, whether you are tired, you want to get gas, or you have accomplished your journey, you get to come out of the car. So that body, your body, get to come out of the car, right? But when it comes to who you truly are, okay, as the Most High is actually in this physical body. But when does it take a break from all the stresses of this physical body? Do you know how to isolate that? Do you know how to detach the Most High from this physical body and take a break? You feel me? So, those things you could do through meditation, a moment of stillness. It doesn't have to be a deep meditation, it's a simple relaxation, and just let your mind wander, so to speak. But don't lose your mind, right? Just take a little break from the body. So you are able to do that. Okay. So let's go back to purpose. The initial purpose, like I said, was to come here. We created what we created. We created a home. You see, everything that's done in the spiritual realm has to manifest in the flesh, or anything that's manifested in the flesh. It first started off as a thought in the spiritual mental realm. The thought realm, the mental realm, the heavenly realm, they're all synonymous. They're just different words to express, okay, something that cannot be literally explained. Nobody could explain heaven. You see what I'm saying? So, with that being said, when you manifest here, or we manifested here in the flesh, the only thing was just to come enjoy what we created. And you could look at this in a perfect example of a family, right? A man goes out, he gets a wife, but before he gets his wife, he's supposed to build a home. He's supposed to make sure that the home is secured. He's supposed to make sure that there's fruits and vegetation, vegetables in the yard to provide food. So the man provided the home, the shelter, the food, and the clothes. And now, then that's when he should bring his wife. And then that's when he should be fruitful and multiply, not the other way around. Okay? Meaning that you get a woman, get her pregnant, you don't have a place to stay. And no, that's not what it's, that's, we doing things backwardly. You see what I'm saying? So the same concept or principle of when you're building a family, that's what we did initially. Okay, we came here as an earthly family, but before we came, what did we have to do? We had to create. So we said, let there be light. The water, the land, the trees, the animals, all these things we created to create this perfect home called earth. Then and only then did we come here and manifest it in the flesh, in these avatars, because we had already created the home. So you see, the blueprint was already there. Okay, so that was the initial purpose. However, the further we devolved, not evolved, because at that time Eve wasn't created yet. Eve is evolution, and Eve is actually a whole separate race. Eve is not just one woman, just like how Adam is not just one man. That's what you were taught, but that's false. information, right? So before Adam evolved, okay, then it was literally, again, coming here just to enjoy what it was. And then Adam, the race, and then of course you had different levels. You had at least 7 different versions of Adam, from the root Adam, the root race, to the current Bible Adam. There were 7 different Adams before that. All right, all different levels of what we call devolving, so to speak. All right, or again, evolving. It depends on the perspective that you want to look at it. But the point I'm making is this. All right, everything had to be set forth so that we're able to enjoy all this. So that was the purpose. But however, we started to devolve in thought. And because we started to devolve in thought, then we started devolving in manifestation, physical manifestation, which is matter. All right. So we devolve in thought first. Then we started devolving in matter. Right now, devolving in thought doesn't necessarily mean that we devolve as gods in our absolute realm. No, because you see, in that perfect aspect of what God is, it cannot, it has no faults. Okay, it cannot sin. So that's something that, again, the natural mind cannot comprehend. The physical senses cannot comprehend. All right. So with us devolving and getting into our lower selves, we became a little more materialistic. And then we started having a different purpose. And that's fine, because that's what it was created for. That's what earth was created for, to have all these experiences. So therefore, you have a purpose. Even when you have a baby, okay, you're absolutely welcome, BB. Okay, even when you have a baby, that baby already existed even before you knew that baby was coming. Or let's put it that way, before you were aware of that baby was coming, because you actually know these things, but you're not aware of them. There's 2 different things. To know and to be aware is 2 different things. You could know and be aware, but you could just be aware. You could not know and still not be aware. All right, let me rephrase. I don't want to confuse you, all right, or confuse myself. There's a difference between being aware and to know. You may know everything, but you may not be aware of everything. What does that mean? It means that subconsciously we know everything. All right, because the subconscious realm is actually attached to that God mind. And God mind is all knowing. So you see, when you are connected to the vine, when you are not divine, but when you are vine, meaning that you are still connected to the God mind, you are actually in the knowing, right? But because of the physical senses, because of the conscious mind, we are not aware of everything that the subconscious mind knows. So that's why when you're able to go to sleep, so to speak, the subconscious mind, it awakens in a dream state, and it shows you different things or different realities, different experiences, different dimensions. You see what I'm saying? Different, it vibrates on different frequency, and you see certain things that, or you may not be able to perceive within the conscious realm, or when you are actually awake. So you see, it's 2 different things. So the subconscious mind is all knowing, but the conscious mind is on a need to know basis, so to speak, or when you tap into the knowing realm. I hope that makes sense. So your purpose, going back to being a baby, right? When you came here in the flesh as a baby, you already had a purpose. You see what I'm saying? Even if your parents were not aware of you coming, they knew you were coming in another dimension, so to speak, because you existed before you came into the flesh. And that's why I tell people your arrival date is not your birth date. And that's just a physical birth date during that consummation period where the sperm meets the egg. That's actually your birth, your physical birth date. So when it comes to the question of abortions and all that and all the politics, I don't get into politics. From the moment the sperm meet the egg, boom, a child was born. Okay. Now, the process from birth to arrival is a whole complete different story. That's another 9 months of a journey that you go through before you actually arrive. So on your arrival, You already had a purpose because you knew you were coming into this realm. So therefore, the children chose their parents. Their parents did not choose them. Okay? The parents just agreed or they contracted with each other, with that child to be the portal that that child comes through, not from, but through. We did not come from our parents. We came through our parents because we always existed. And I'm not talking about the physical body. I'm not talking about the flesh. I'm talking about the most high, you, the I am, the one that moves this physical body. It is not you. So that principle always existed. That principle always had purpose. You feel me? So when your mother and your dad, they're talking about the stories of how they met. Well, I saw her at the bar, or I saw her at the beach, or whatever, and then I pulled up and this and that. Your dad thinking he's the one making the moves, but now the child already put all that in play. The child is the one in control, set all that up already. Okay, and then the parents just agreed to it. You see what I'm saying? So you already came here with a purpose. However, once you're born, sperm meet the egg, go through the 9 months of growth in the womb, right? And then when you arrive, what they actually call your birthday is not your birthday, that's your arrival day. So when you arrive, then you're ready to face this new dimension, this whole physical dimension, because while you are still in the womb, it is actually half spiritual and half physical. You see what I'm saying? Until the umbilical cord is cut, because the umbilical cord is the connection into that spiritual realm and into the physical realm. But once it's cut, then boom, that's devolution starts. You see what I'm saying? Because now you're literally stepping into an animalistic world. But within the umbilical cord, it's like the grapes. You are still vine to that essence of intelligence, because God is intelligence. That's why man have to create um, AI, artificial intelligence, because why? They don't want to step into their higher selves to be their godlike self or to be their God self. They would rather step into something artificial and create artificial intelligence. You see what I'm saying? But you don't need artificial intelligence to tap into the higher realms, because you are actually intelligence and your mind is limitless. But so they program people to think, well, hey, man could only use 10% of their mind. You see, they already programming you to believe that. So now it becomes your reality, because those suggestions coming from people telling you that you could only tap or use only 10% of your mind, that is being programmed. They are actually programming you to limit yourself, when the truth of the matter is your mind is limitless. All you have to do is learn the skill or the art of tapping into your mind state. And I promise you, it is a beautiful realm. Okay? It's a beautiful realm. It's a little bit scary because of the things that you'll see and feel, but it's beautiful because it's limitless. Okay? So you came here with a purpose. Let us, for a second, not look at it as coming here and being fruitful and multiply. Let's talk about your physical purposes. Okay, the purposes that the physical body, the lower selves, want to accomplish, or want to pursue. What's your purpose? Have you ever asked yourself that? Okay, because you came here knowing the things that you want to do or you want to be, so to speak, but you are not aware of it because you're not taking the time to tap into yourself to find your purpose. So this video is truly about, once again, not necessarily showing you, but kind of like guiding you as to how to step into your purpose. First, you have to ask your higher self, the I am. Ask the higher self to guide you. Show me my purpose. And when I say me, I'm talking about the physical. It is two. Now, the purpose is in two parts. You have the I am purpose, which is the God purpose, the God, so to speak, in you, that I am the Most High. And then you have the physical purpose. So, first, you want to be able to tap into who you truly are as the Most High. And now find that purpose, why that Most High in you wanted to manifest in this flesh. And then this flesh has a purpose outside of it, hosting the Most High in you. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to reiterate that again. I'm going to break that down again. All right. The purpose is in two parts. First, you have the I am purpose, or the Most High purpose, right? Because there had to be a reason why the Most High decided to come in this physical body. Okay, it didn't just do that just because. No, it did that because it had a purpose, because it wanted to experience certain things through the flesh, right? Now, the flesh itself also has its purpose, which is a lower vibrational purpose. Sometimes it gets clouded and it prevents us from seeking or seeing our higher purpose. So you have to know how to differentiate between the higher purpose, which is the purpose of the higher self, and the purpose of the animalistic self. Don't get the two confused. Yes, you could enjoy them both, but you have to know how to differentiate them. You have to know the difference, because the higher self is not the lower self, and the lower self is not the higher self, but yet still they are one. You see what I'm saying? Because they are only separated in this realm. Within the higher realms, there's only existence. There's no higher, there's no lower, so therefore they are one. The differentiation comes in through consciousness, through the senses. So ultimately, your senses is the ultimate deceiver, because it gives light. Light is the deceiver. You see what I'm saying? The ultimate truth is darkness. You feel me? But light had to come to, because when you turn the lights off, don't they say we all look alike? So the point I'm making is darkness is the absolute truth. Now light came through darkness to create the illusion, because now you're able to see things. Like if you turn off the light, now let me give you a typical example. Okay, in the islands, right, when we cook, we would be in the country sometimes, and we would go all day, go to the river, eat cane, mangoes, whatever, right? Whether it's canop or tamarind, I mean, whatever the case is. And we would leave our food sometimes for a couple of hours. And when we come back, we would see that it have ants in there, right? Ants in the food. So sometimes we would throw it away. But you know what I did a few times? When I came, I literally just turned the light off and ate my food. Now, whether I was eating ants or not, it didn't matter, because I turned the lights off. The point I'm making is, when the lights go off, the truth exists. You see what I'm saying? It's only when you turn the lights on, you see things. Like if you have roaches in your house, right? And you turn the lights off, you're not going to see it. Everybody live in peace. You're not bothering them, they're not bothering you, right? But when you turn the light on, you see roaches, you start getting scared. You got to kill it. You see that physical perception of seeing things. That's the greatest illusion. That is the greatest adversary. Okay, so when don't chase your purpose, because you already have a purpose. Sometimes if you chase things, it's going to run away from you. Typical example, if you're walking down the street, right, and a group of people pick up rocks and they start chasing you, what you're going to do? You're going to run. So sometimes you don't have to chase things, because it will run away from you. Allow your purpose to find you, because it's already yours. It's destined to find you, because it's already within you. Okay, so therefore, take your time and learn your purpose. But the first thing you want to do is identify your Most High. Okay, ask your Most High, talk to yourself and ask your Most High, can you identify yourself? Show yourself. Show me the difference between you and the physical body. Tell me the purpose, your purpose for manifesting in this physical body. I promise you, your Most High will show you. Okay, now, once you have accomplished that, and you have some type of direction. Then you ask the Most High, which is your higher self, to start showing you the purpose of the physical body, because the physical body got needs too. The physical body want to be gratified as well, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong whatsoever. It only becomes a problem when you start glorifying, okay, or making it your entire reality and ignoring the higher self. Because remember, God is a jealous God, which is the higher self. You see what I'm saying? That's all it means. So, purpose, know your purpose. Let's talk about passion. I hear people talking about all the time, oh, follow your passion. What's your passion? They don't even know what passion is, because passion is not what people think it is. So we're going to look into the etymology of the word passion. So when you start speaking, okay, you know exactly what you're talking about, and you're putting the most appropriate words out there in the universe so that you're able to create the vibrations that you want to create in order to create the reality that you want to create. Because your reality will not be created without those vibrations. And those vibrations will not be put out there without you speaking it or thinking it. So it's a process. Okay, it's a process. So let us go into the word passion and see exactly what it means. Passion. And that's why it is called the passion of Christ, because a lot of times people don't know what the passion means. So let us go look at the etymology of the word passion. So here we are. Passion. 12th century, the suffering of Christ on the cross, the death of Christ. From Old French passion, Christ's passion, physical suffering, 10th century, that even goes further back than the 12th century, right? Suffering, enduring, from passion, participle, stem from Latin pati, to endure, undergo, experience, a word from uncertain origin. The notion is that which must be endured. So that's what the passion of Christ truly means. It's something which must be endured. So once again, going back, piggybacking off the last video, I'm just solidifying certain things that I've said, because everyone has to endure the passion. So once again, Kanye West is now, it's called the passion of Kanye West. We all had our passion. You feel me? Because passion is not what people think it is. Oh, let's make passionate love. What are you talking about? Painful physical suffering love? Like, what do you know what passion means? Hmm? Let us go again. The sense of extended to the suffering of matters, and suffering and pain, generally by early 13th century. So when you're speaking of passion, you're talking about literal suffering. That's what passion means. Okay? So we all must definitely deal with passion. You have to have that passion. You can't, nobody could escape it. Okay? Nobody could escape it. But how you can't follow your passion, because passion is suffering. Okay? But you have to endure it. It is something which must be endured. Not might, not maybe, not sometimes. You have to endure it. It is that simple. And you already knew, well, let's put it that way. You already knew that you came here and you had to deal with that passion. You already knew that you had to come here and be crucified, but you are not aware of that because you haven't tapped into that self yet. So don't confuse purpose and passion, because people make you think passion is something different. All passion means is suffering. Now let's look at the etymology of the word suffering. Because when you suffer, it is something that you endure willingly. Okay, so hence the passion of Christ is because Jesus chose to, not because somebody sent him. Jesus did not die for your sins. Jesus died for his own sins. All right, everybody got to die for their own sins. Don't let them trick you with that. Now I know y'all may say, "Oh, well, Chief Chris, you don't know what he's talking about." That's fine. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Let us go look at suffering. Suffer. All right, let's go look at the word suffer. Here we go. Let this populate on let it populate real quick. Here we go. Mid 13th century, allowed to occur or continue, permit, tolerate, fail to prevent or suppress. Also to be made to undergo, endure, be subjected to pain, death, punishment, judgment, grief. So that was the passion of Christ. Okay, that's why he suffered. He allowed himself to suffer. He didn't do it because God told him to. No. He didn't do it because he did it for your sins. No. He did it as an example to exemplify the journey that you have to go through, and you have to be crucified yourself. You have to go through your suffering yourself. I didn't pay for anything for you. That's what they tell you, but that's not true. Okay? He did it for you to be a teaching, okay, to be a lesson, not because he's saving you from anything. Okay? Christ came to save you by what he taught. It is really that with the teachings, and with the teachings, you get to save yourself. Nobody could save you but yourself. So be mindful when you talk about passion. Passion means to suffer. What is suffer? Suffer means that you allow it to occur. The pain, the hurt, the being subjected, the punishment, the judgment, dealing with the karma. That is suffering. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Let me stop sharing. So, once you are able to comprehend all these words and what they mean, then you're able to step into your purpose, right? And once you step into your purpose, then and only then you make the impact that you want to make, whether it's a so-called negative impact or whether it's a so-called positive impact. It is really based on perception, because everybody did not come here to make a positive impact, because it wouldn't be a world of duality. You see what I'm saying? So some people are just bad naturally. Okay? Because why? That's what they came here to do. Why do you think parties have oppositions? Because they are manifesting duality. That's what they're doing. So all these little things, they will help you master yourself. Okay? Master yourself. You have to learn to be a master of self. You have to be able to know the difference between the I am you and the physical body. The physical body is not you. The physical body is the avatar. It's the tool. It's the machine. It's the home, the house. You feel me? And at the same time, let me use another analogy, right? If you have your home and you are inviting guests into your home, would you keep your house dirty? Well, some people do, but I'm talking about clean people. That's why it said that cleanliness is next to godliness. So therefore, if God dwells within you, don't you think your physical body should be clean? Hmm? Don't you think you should purify your physical body at least once every other week, once a month, twice a month, once a week, whatever the case may be? Go through a process of purification so that the I am, the Most High, feels comfortable in you, because the Most High is just a guest in this physical body. Hmm? Hmm. Didn't know that, huh? That God is just a guest in your body. But who's God? You are just a guest temporarily. Hmm? So you have to be aware of that. And like I said, make it a place that is conducive for a king or a queen. Because it's not the physical body that's the king or the queen. No. The crown is not a physical crown. You see what I'm saying? Because the chakras are not tangible. So when we speak of your crown chakra, we are talking about auras. That's what we are talking about. It's not physical. Okay? It's not physical. So if you call yourself a king and a queen, all right, first you have to start, it has to be internal. It can't just be because of the clothes that you wear. No. Do you have the characteristics of a king or a queen? Do you have the characteristics of a god or a goddess? I hear too many people using the word too lightly. Oh, I'm a goddess, I'm a god, and yet still you out here doing all type of stuff. Oh yeah, you are a god or a goddess, but you're a fallen one. Because guess what? Even Satan was a god, right? But a fallen god or a lower god in a lower dimension. The point I'm making is this, right? You have to know how to differentiate between yourself and the manifestation of yourself. It is really that simple. So once you're able to do that, now you're able to pinpoint your purpose, right? You're able to pinpoint your purpose. Take notes. Talk to your higher self. Let me give you give you a little tip, right? Before you go lay down, I would say half an hour to 45 minutes before you go lay down. Don't watch any type of TV, okay? Don't watch no TV that deals with killing or anything that's derogatory or anything that's low vibrational. Don't do that. Okay. Listen to a little, motivational something, a higher frequency music. And you do that for like half an hour to 45 minutes before you go to bed. Make sure the last thing that you see is something inspirational. All right. And then right before you go, close your eyes or before you feel like the body is about to really go into that sleep, so to speak. Ask your higher self, most high, whatever you want to call your higher self, give it a name. You could do that because all it is just I am. You see what I'm saying? Man was the one who came and said, well, I am means Jehovah, or I am means Allah, or I am means Zeus, or Buddha, or whatever the case may be. It's a personal choice that they gave it that name. You see what I'm saying? Because who was there with Moses? Hmm? Who? You feel me? So the point I'm making is it was a personal name that a certain religion say that's what it is. Another religion will say that's what it is. Another religion would say that's what it is. Another would say that's what it is, and so forth and so forth. Right? But the point is they are all talking about the same entity. They're same talking about this, they say they're all talking about the same principle. So when you are talking to and about your principle, you could give it your own name and then ask it. Be personal, talk to it, ask it, what is your purpose for coming into this body? Okay, you may not get the answer on the first night, the second night, but be, you know, how would I put it? Be persistent in asking. Okay. And then once you start getting some form of clarity, then you could start asking your higher self to show you the purpose of your physical self. And then things will start becoming clear to you because now you start seeing things from a God perspective. Okay. And when I say a God perspective, I'm talking about from a bird's eye view, a bird's eye POV. Okay. Because if you are looking at situations strictly from a ground level, right, you will only have a certain perception of things. But if you're looking at, if you, let's use an accident, for example. If you're looking at an accident from a POV of the ground floor on the north side, you may not see what happened on the west side or the east side or the south side. You could only see that from the perspective that you're in on the north side, right? However, if you are at a bird's eye view, you're able to see north, south, east, and west. So now you have a different perception of what took place. You have more of the truth. So when you are seeing things from a God perspective, the God mind, you're able to see things more from a truthful perspective and not just the physical or the conscious mind, because the conscious mind could only see things through the five senses, right? So let's go look at this verse real quick. So now that you know what passion means, Suffer means, give me 1 second, let me pull this up for you. Even I should have thought about that before, but I didn't, so I apologize. Give me 1 second. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Let me pull that up for you. And let's go here. All right, so let's go to Matthew 6:22 and 23. Okay, let's pull that up. And I always like using the Bible because I want to show you that the Bible is not a bad book. It is the interpretation of the Bible that makes it dangerous because they're not teaching people correctly. They're not teaching them. Okay. So with my ministry, my goal is to actually teach you what it actually means. Okay. Or how to interpret it the correct way. All right. When it pertains to you. So Matthew 6:22, 23. 22. The light of the body is the eye. All right. That's why they say you could look into a man's eye and see his soul, right? Because that is the light of the body. Look into somebody's eye, right? You will see exactly who they are, right? If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. 23. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? Okay, so once again, the light of the body is the eye. Therefore, thine eye be single. But however, you got two physical eyes. So there's always deception. There's always deception. Even if you are seeing, you are not seeing with that single eye, the third eye. Okay, when you close this eye, all right, and you want to see, that's when you start training yourself. That's when you start building your skill. That's when you start harnessing. Look, stepping now, you are stepping into the higher realm and allowing the I am, the most high that's within you, to start seeing for you. That's when you're training yourself so that your eye becomes single, so that your body will be filled with light. You see what I'm saying? So once again, the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, the whole body is full of light. If the eye be single, meaning that you are now focused. Okay, you're now harnessing. Okay, not from the physical eye per se, but from that one eye, that one sense, not from the five senses. The five senses is an illusion. The five senses is only physical, but that one sense, what we call the sixth sense. The sixth sense is actually all the senses come together as one. You feel me? So when you're able to tap into that and practice and train yourself to do that, then that eye becomes single. But if thine eye is evil, thy whole body will be filled or full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? You see what I'm saying? So that's exactly what that verse means when it talks about the light being single. We are not talking about the physical seeing. We are not talking about the physical sense. Okay, we are talking about the light when Jacob wrestled with the angel. We are talking about the light when Moses went up on the mount. Okay, and then when he came down before the Israelites, he had to cover his face because he was luminous. Okay, he was illuminated, so to speak. We are talking about that light because he was able to allow that eye to become single. So therefore the whole body was filled with light. Okay. Give me 1 second here. You got all this. Okay, so basically that's all that means, right? So we all came here to make an impression on this world. Every step that you take makes an impression. Every move that you make makes an impression. Every thought that you think makes an expression, an impression. Every word that you speak makes an impression. Okay, so because you may be deemed a bad person by society, okay, and yes, you may be in its true sense, right? That is just your purpose. And if that's your purpose, that's your purpose. You feel me? That is your purpose, because why? We live in a world of duality. Everybody have to come serve a purpose. If there wasn't bad, you will not know what's good. If there wasn't evil, you will not know what's good. If there wasn't Satan, the adversary, you would not know what God is or the concept of God. You see what I'm saying? So it is all necessary. You see, Satan is necessary for God to exist, and God is necessary for Satan to exist. So when you're finding your purpose, when you're finding, when you're going through that passion, because remember, passion means to suffer. We have to go through the passion of Christ. Okay? So you just have to embrace it. Nobody sent you here to deal with that passion. No, you came here and knowing that you have to deal with the passion. You're just not aware of it. So when you lose that job, or you lost your loved one, or you lost that child, or you got into an accident, or you all of a sudden you broke, you homeless, you sleeping on the train, all that's part of your passion. Once again, passion is not what you think. That is part of your passion, the suffering that you agreed to come here and deal with in the physical body. The I am is just experiencing it through the physical body, but the I am is not truly feeling that. Okay? It's not feeling that. You think it's feeling it, but no. The only thing that's really feeling is the physical senses. That's what's feeling: touch, feel, taste, see, and hear. Okay? The best way to get closer to God is to turn off hearing, physically though. Turn off hearing, seeing, touching, tasting, and smelling. Okay? If you could just cut out all these senses, I promise you, your higher self will be heightened. Okay? Or your sense will be heightened. And I promise you, you will be closer, or you will be more vine to God. Because it's only the senses is creating the illusion. It is creating the illusion. So if you know how to turn it off, that's why when they were actually, the disciples were actually on the water, and the water started, the sea started to roar, and they got scared. And Jesus said, "What? Peace, be still. What are you afraid of? Hmm? Peace, be still." Learn how to make the body, the physical body, the mind, learn to make it be still and experience calmness, because it's only when you calm, you're able to master the things around you. You did. So that's why society have to give you all these distractions. You have 2,099, 5,000 TV channels. Okay, you have the most expensive package, but you could only look at one channel or two channels at a time. Hmm? You have the most expensive iPhone, but yet still, I got an Android, that I've been using for how many years? I could still text, I could still call, do the same thing you're doing on your $18,000 iPhone. You see what I'm saying? All that is just the physical perception of things. That's creating the illusion. Okay? It is all an illusion. What's a dream? A dream is an illusion. It's an illusion. It's a dream. So people say, follow your dreams. Well, what do you mean, follow the illusion? It depends. Do I always want to follow my dreams? No, because dream is an illusion. A dream can be considered a lie. Because why? A dream is a lie to the spiritual sense, or the spiritual I am. Your dream is a lie to the physical body. So you see, when you go to sleep and you dream, it is another realm, and it becomes an illusion to the physical body. And sometimes dreams can be an illusion to the higher self. It depends. You feel me? So it's more so following your purpose opposed to your dream. You don't follow your passion. No, you endure your passion. You see what I'm saying? Because passion is suffering. So I hope all this makes sense. So once again, just wanted to break a few things down for you, because I don't know who needed to hear this. Okay. We are living in a beautiful time. Of course, we have always lived in beautiful times, but we are living in a beautiful time, meaning that everything that's done in the dark will come to light. There's nothing wrong in the darkness, nothing wrong with the darkness, because darkness is where absolute truth is. You see what I'm saying? But with the perception of things that has to come to light. Okay, because in the dark you cannot tell what's what, right? But sometimes we have to turn the light on so we're able to clean things up. So therefore, when we turn the lights off, we know that we have a peace of mind because everything is in place, right? We are actually walking around in darkness right now. It's just that the lights is on. Okay, I could prove that to you real simple. You step outside there, or go outside, the sun is shining, right? Just take a switch. Just imagine that there was a switch that could turn the sun off, that light. Wouldn't you be in darkness? So you see, all there is darkness. Darkness is the absolute truth because everything came through darkness, not from, because from denotes a beginning, and we have no beginning and we have no end. So therefore, we came through the darkness. We did not come from the darkness. There's a difference. So if we were able to go in the sky and just turn that switch off, it would be darkness. If we want it to be light, boom. So all the moon and the sun, they are just light to light the darkness, because darkness is always forever. It's always there. Okay, it's always showing itself. However, if you want to see in the dark, then we have the brighter light for the day, and we have the dimmer light for the night. But all there is darkness, and darkness is the absolute truth. You feel me? So when you want to find the truth, you need to close your eyes and step into the darkness. Turn the lights off, turn the noise off, turn the feelings off. You see what I'm saying? And then you're able to tap into that. You feel me? And that's key to to comprehend what you are, who you are, your purpose, where you need to go, where you're not going. Some people, it doesn't matter what they do, they will always be doing things that we consider bad or evil, because that's just the way it is, man. We cannot change that. Okay, we cannot change that. So I wrote a couple of things down which I'm gonna go over before I get out of here, right? Talking about the God mind, right? Now, God mind, the connecting link, the God mind is the connecting link between God and man. All right. Remember, you always want to stay divine. Never tell yourself that you're divine. Language, right? It was created to keep you vibrating on a lower frequency. But when you know the words, you could literally break those spells. So you don't want to be divine, you want to be vine, right? So therefore, here we go. God mind, the connecting link between God and man. God mind embraces all knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and is the source of every manifestation of true knowledge and intelligence. I'm going to repeat that again. God mind embraces all knowledge. Remember, like I told you before, the mind of God knows everything, but it is not aware of everything. That is two different things. Okay. It could only be aware going through the experience, right? Just like how I say the subconscious mind knows everything, but it's not aware of everything. The conscious mind have to tap into the subconscious mind to find that information. All right. So therefore, God mind embraces all knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and is the source of every manifestation of the true knowledge and intelligence, right? Intelligence, wisdom. Okay, it's not smart. All right. Just keep that in mind, right? All right. So here we are. Next, God as a principle, because God is a principle. They call the principle he, but it's okay to call the principle she as well. It is not a physical body. It is not a man or a woman. It is not a male or a female. It is not feminine or masculine. Once again, once you start making these personifications of what God is, you are creating a false idol. Okay? God as a principle cannot be comprehended by any of the senses. That's why I have to show you and go to show you that the eye got to become single. You have to get rid of the senses, because if you're trying to perceive God with your five senses, you will not succeed. It will only create an illusion, like what the churches are creating. They are creating illusions, most of them. Because my church, I teach the truth. You feel me? So I'm going to read that again. Give me 1 second. God as principle cannot be comprehended by any of the senses, but the mind of man is limitless, and through it he may come into touch with divine mind. It is the only way to connect with God's mind. You see what I'm saying? Not through your physical senses, but you have to know that your mind is limitless. Don't let them fool you and tell you, oh, you could only use 2 and 10% of your mind or your brain, whatever the case. Your mind is not your brain, and your brain is not your mind. Okay, your brain is physical, your mind isn't. So never let people tell you that you could only tap into 10% of your mind. No, they're giving you the distractions so that they could prove that you could only tap into 10% of your minds. Okay, your mind is limitless, and you just don't know how powerful you are, because you're not taking the time to isolate yourself from all the destruction, from all the chaos, from all the distractions. You feel me? Misery love company. People who like misery, that's all they will always bring. People who like chaos, that's all they will always bring. People who like destruction, that's all they will always bring. So you have to identify these individuals and stay the hell away from them. Not because you feel you are better than them, no, because you are protecting yourself. That's what this is all about. Self-preservation. So the only way to connect to God's mind is not through the five senses, no. Because everything that the five senses sees is characteristics of what God is. But it's not God. Characteristics. That's all it is. Manifestations of God in different forms. All right? So that's what the five senses are able to perceive. That's why when people talk about God and this and that, I'm like, you don't know what God is. You don't know who God is. You're going based on what you think that you know because of what they taught you, but you don't know what it is. Because nobody could truly comprehend God in their logical mind, so to speak. You have to be insane. You have to be abnormal to comprehend what God is, because it's not comprehensible. Okay, the principle. All right. So God as a principle cannot be comprehended by any of the senses, but the mind of man is limitless, and through it he may come into touch with divine mind. The one mind is a unit and cannot be divine or divided. Okay, so again, I hear people talking like, oh, well, I'm divine, or God is divine. No, your God is divine. But the God that I know is not divine. It is still divine, connected to the all. Okay? It cannot be divided. So therefore, it cannot be divine. You're only divine individually. That's why, once again, let's go back to that word, individual. In, within, divided from the all. Because the five senses created that illusion of separation, differentiation. Without the physical manifestation of that, there would be no differentiation. There would be no separation. Okay? The individual mind is a state of consciousness in the one mind. So therefore, the individual mind still exists in the one universal mind. They're just different aspects of that mind. Okay? Principle does not occupy space. All right? So when people talk about, oh, well, God is in heaven and this and that, man, listen, heaven is space. Okay? God cannot occupy any space. So when they speak about God is within you is limitless. It's because that body cannot occupy the God the true and one living God. No, the body cannot occupy that. It is absolute. In the absolute sense, God is within, not in the physical sense. Okay? Because the physical body cannot house such a power. You did. Principle does not occupy space, not limitations of time or matter. That principle cannot occupy space, has no limitations, time or matter. Period. It's only through your five senses you experience and you perceive space, time, and matter. What does that all have to do with your purpose? When you get all these basic fundamental teachings and you truly understand them, you truly comprehend them, then you're able to start stepping into who you truly are. So when you step with a different energy. Okay? And that's how you start finding your purpose. That's when you start realizing that what passion is, that we all have to experience the passion, just like how we had the passion of Christ. I had the passion of Chief Kalanago. We all had to have that. Okay? We all had to have that. Just like the way Jesus, the allegorical Jesus, made his impact on the world. We all have to make our impact on the world. And I'm going to give you this last one here before I conclude this video, which I've shown it before, but I'm going to show it again. I'm going to show it again just to kind of like, just put a stamp on everything, right? All right, let me share that. And I will get out of here. It's 3 p.m. on the dot. All right, John 14:12. Let's read that a little bit. So when you know the truth, man, there's no need to live your life in fear, honestly. Okay? Man will do what they have to do. Man will persecute and man will crucify the flesh. Okay? That's all it is. The only thing that was crucified on that cross was the flesh of Jesus, the man. Jesus the man. Okay? But the Christ wasn't crucified. The Christ was what was resurrected because, the meaning that it came out of this physical body, all right, and it ascended, and then it came back, it reincarnated into another physical body. That's why they couldn't recognize him. But it was the same Christ, just in another body, and he had to show, he left the mark in his hand, or the nails, to show and prove, hey, look, it's me. All right. But when he reincarnated, he didn't have to have the holes in his hand. He chose to do that as a sign to say, hey, I know you're not going to believe me, but hey, look, you see the holes? That's me. It's me. All right. So let us look at John 14:12. And I always, when religious people come, they don't like talking to me because they get frustrated because the truth that I bring is just too much for them, right? So Jesus said in his own words, and again, the allegorical Jesus said, verily, truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the works that I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these, because I am going to meet the Father. Now, pastors don't teach that to their congregation, because if they teach that to their congregation, they will have a lot of explaining to do. Not explaining, but explaining. All right? They will have a lot of explaining to do. Because hold up, pastor, hold up, preacher, hold up, minister, oh, hold up, bishop, hold up, priest. What you said? Jesus said that if I believe in him, I will do the things that he has done, and I will go on and do greater things than he did. So you try to tell me I could be greater than Jesus? That's what the man said. So how could the man that you could do greater things than save you? Oh, I see. Hmm. 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 Let it make sense here. John 14:12. Verily I tell you, whosoever believes in me, do the works I have been doing. So therefore, you could do exactly what Jesus did, because that's what I'm doing. Raising people from the dead. That's what I'm doing. And I'll break that down for you. And they will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father. Now, the Father could be the mother, the Father could be parents. Men wrote this book from a patriarchal perspective. So they say in father. Okay. If it was written from a matriarchal perspective, it would have said mother. It doesn't make a difference. Okay. The all doesn't have a gender. Okay. It is all personal. That's why they call it father, because it was a certain group of people that, again, patriarchal societies that wrote the Bible. All right. So, well, Chief, how is it possible that we could do the things that Jesus did? Yes, you can, because Jesus was just telling you your story through him. That's all he was doing. The man wasn't a real man that walked the earth. He was only real as you are, because he was telling you your story, what you're able to accomplish. Okay? He went to meet the father, the parent, whatever the case may be. But he's saying that, listen, if you believe in me, if you believe in me. Who is me? Me. I am me. Yourself. Jesus the flesh. Right? Then you are able to do those things. And you are even able to do greater things. So for all you religious buffs, let me ask you a question. How come I could do greater things than your Savior? But they will tell you, oh, well, no, Chief, this is blasphemy. How is it blasphemy and it's right in there? It's right in there. So how could it be blasphemy? And they will try to tell you, oh, well, that's not what it means. What do you mean that's not what it means? There's only one way to, it's there. It's right there. I don't have to, it's not scientific. You see what I'm saying? It's right there. Very, very simple to understand. So raising people from the dead, it just means that you're raising the physical man, people who are dead physically, you're giving them life. And there you go. And we all have the potential to do that. Okay? Teach people how to give life. If somebody's going on the wrong path, okay, if somebody don't know the truth, then you teach them the truth. Okay? Then that's part of doing what Jesus did, raising people from the dead. You see what I'm saying? People think that Jesus actually took 5 loaves of bread and 3 fish, or 5 fish, whatever it was. Anyway, the point is, they think that it was literal fish and bread and fed thousands. No, that's not what it means, man. That's not what it means. It is all allegory. It's a parable. That's why the man spoke in parables. So truth is the only thing that could set you free. Nothing else but truth. All right? And the truth is you are the truth. The truth is you are God. The truth is that Jesus is you and you are Jesus. But you have to go through everything that he experienced. Okay, they just give you an extreme, okay, of the story, so that it would become a little more emotional to you, a little more connected to your soul, your spirit. Even if you may not go through a physical crucifixion, we are all going through our crucifixion in our own sense of the word. But just know that you will rise, okay? Whether it may be after 3 days, 7 days, a year, whatever the case is, the point is, okay, it's an exaggerated story, but after your crucifixion, meaning that you're suffering, okay, voluntarily now, because everything that you're going through is voluntary. You're just not aware of that. You may, oh, well, what did I do to deserve this? No, you already accepted that. Okay, you already planned that. You're just experiencing it. So just know whatever you're going through, that passion, that crucifixion, that no matter what it is, guess what? You have the potential to ascend and overcome. All right. It is truly up to you. All right. So learn your purpose, right? I'm just going to summarize right now because I'm about to get out of here. Know your purpose, right? Your purpose, again, you have a spiritual purpose and you have a physical purpose. Don't confuse the two, because the things of this world cannot exist in the world that we from whence we came. Okay, it cannot exist. It doesn't exist there. So those are two different purposes. The higher self, what brings the physical self gratification, will not bring the higher self gratification. Keep that in mind. Okay, but what brings the higher self gratification will bring the higher self gratification and also the physical self gratification. So therefore, the higher self should be the master of the lower self. All right. So know the purpose, the difference between the two. Your I am purpose, your most high purpose, and your physical purpose, right? Allow the higher self, the most high you, to actually guide you to find its purpose within this physical body. And then the next thing you want to ask and learn is the purpose of the physical body. Why did I manifest in this flesh? Okay. And once you do that, then you start walking your path. And then within your path, that's when you will actually be going through a point in your life, a stage in your life where you have to be crucified, where you have to suffer, where you have to carry your cross. And no matter what happens, people could come help you carry that cross, but they have to give it right back to you, because that's not how the universe works. You have to carry that own cross. You have to carry your cross. And once you have done that, okay, you die that death and you rise again, you will make your imprint on the world. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to mean an actual death. Okay. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's all internal. Okay. It's all internal. You could have a physical death to give yourself spiritual elevation right here in your body while you are alive. You could do that. You see what I'm saying? Again, the Jesus story was just an exaggeration. When they tell you the physical baptism, it wasn't physical. None of these things were physical. It was all internal. Okay, it was all internal. Even Noah, the story of Noah was internal. The flood, all that stuff was all internal, and it all can be broken down. All right. So I hope this you found a little bit of information that you could use on your journey. All right, I'm not here to tell you that I know everything. Well, that's not, yes, I know everything, just like you know everything. I'm not aware of everything. So let me rephrase that. I know everything, but I'm not aware of everything. We know everything. That's the truth, because everything knowing is already in us. So therefore we know everything. So I don't want people to think, oh well, he's egotistical, or he think he know. Now I'm teaching you the truth. You, we know everything, but we are not aware of everything. There's a difference. Okay. So the awareness comes in only when you tap into the knowing, and then you become aware. So learn to tap into the knowing. Okay. You could do that through meditation. You could do that through relaxation, whichever method that you could do it through listening to music, whatever method you use to tap into the source, the all knowing, then if it works for you, fine. So now you will become aware. And once you are aware, then you are able to do better. All right. You did. Oh, I don't even know the ancient meaning of the word hate in Hebrew. I don't know. I'm not aware of it myself. So everybody probably don't know. Oh, they're not aware of it. So I'm not aware of it myself. Okay. So once again, I'm sending lots of love, positive energy to each and every one of you. Continue to live your life, and live your life, always seeking truth, always seeking to make you better, so that you're able to serve your purpose. whatever your purpose is. Whether your purpose is you came here to be an adversary, a Satan, because all Satan means is adversary. Without Satan, you will not acknowledge God. You see what I'm saying? He says the etymological meaning of the words may change over time. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Okay, because words have different etymological meaning, like you said, based on the era it was used in. You see what I'm saying? So I try to go back to the earliest form of the words as possible. All right. So in conclusion, whatever your purpose is, whether you came here to be an adversary or whether you came here to be a God-like or a God-minded individual, that is your purpose. I'm not here to judge you. All I'm just saying is, if you came here to be, if you came here to be an adversary, stay the hell away from me, because that's not the vibration or the frequency that I'm vibrating on. That's why when I hear people talk about, oh, well, the police do this to black people, and that's not my reality, because I'm not black. So that's not my reality. You see, I create my own reality. You feel me? I'm in control. You see, so once you know these things and you're able to practice those things, everything outside of you becomes what you manifest for yourself. And that is a fact. You feel me? So once again, if your purpose for manifesting here is to create chaos, to create destruction, to be derogatory, to live in your lowest self, that's your purpose. And I'm not here to judge you for that. You see what I'm saying? Because only you could judge yourself. You feel me? But my purpose in this avatar here is to give life, is to enlighten, is to build. I don't know what it was in a few past lives. Maybe I was one of those that came to destroy, to kill. I don't know. You feel me? But I ascended from that. I grew from that. I evolved from that. You see what I'm saying? Because I know in certain past lives, I may have done certain things. I know that. I know in certain past lives that I was one of the ones that was teaching about this one God, that you should serve this external God. I saw that. I know that. So that's why I'm here correcting those things and teaching you that now that you are God. You feel me? So every experience that we experience in these different avatars is either we are devolving or we are evolving. Okay, it is really that simple. It's either we are devolving or we are evolving. And there's nothing wrong with either. Okay, it is really your purpose. What is your purpose? And when you have found your purpose, you will be the best at it. If you came here to be Satan, be the best Satan that you could be. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you are the best Satan that you could be, it's going to teach me how to be the best God that I could be. I hope that makes sense. You did. So it's really not a matter of good and bad or God and the devil. It's just a matter of the experience. All right. And what side of the coin you tend to gravitate to. It is really that simple. And when you are in tune, you are able to see people's energies even before they open up their mouth, even before they talk. You could feel them because you are stepping in tune with your higher self. And it's so simple, my brothers and sisters. It really, really is. It's really a matter of just you making up your mind to say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. This is the path that I'm going to go on. No matter what happens, it's all about taking control of your disciples, being disciplined. Because remember, that's what disciples mean. Discipline. It's really mastering them, teaching them. Okay? So when you're able to master those things, you're able to live the life that you came here to live, regardless of what side of the coin it is. All right. So that's why I respect everybody. I don't judge people. You know what I mean? Yes, I may say things, make comments, but I don't judge, because the only judge is you. Only judge is you, man. When it's all said and done, When you look in the mirror, that's the only thing that's judging you is your actions. It is really that simple. And I just so love this system of judgment that we created. Because can you imagine having to be judged by a God that's jealous? Can you imagine having to be judged by a God that choose and pick who, what, and when, and where? You see, that is a farce. That is an illusion. That's a lie. Okay? The only judge is you, and that's your actions. It is really that simple. You see, that's the impartial. That's when it becomes impartial. That's where it becomes impartial because anything else outside of that, there will be partiality. It just is. Okay, there will be some type of preference. Okay, so it has to be your actions that is your only judge. What you do, it will come back to you. You see how it levels the playing field? So don't think you could go ahead and do things and then on your dying bed, or all you have to do is pray to Jesus or Allah or Buddha or whoever and think you're going to the pearly gates. No, that's a lie. You are not going to no pearly gates if you just feel like you could do what you want. And then when you feel like you're about to get sick or die, oh, well, forgive me and I accept you. No, that is a bunch of BS. It doesn't work that way. That's why they had to put Barabbas, whatever his name is, on the cross to give you that illusion. No matter what he did, all he asked Jesus to forgive him because he was that. No, that's an illusion. Okay, that's an illusion because why? This world is being ran on low vibrational entities, okay, on people's energies. So they have to keep you vibrating in your lower self because the moment they teach you the truth and you start vibrating into your higher self, then they cannot charge you rent. You see what I'm saying? They cannot charge you rent. They cannot make you pay taxes. They cannot do anything to you. You see what I'm saying? So they have to keep you vibrating in your lower selves, period. And teaching you the illusion of this savior is going to save you, even if you was the most horrible person on the planet. That is a lie. Okay? You did. So keep that in mind. The only savior that you have is you. Only you could take you to heaven, and only you could take you to hell. And I'm talking about, of course, we're not talking about this fiery place where you burn forever and ever and ever. That's an illusion. That doesn't exist. Okay, it is all an internal fire. When you're not doing the right thing, that internal desire, that fire that's within you, it's a burning sensation. That is that type of spiritual hell. The physical hell is right here on earth. Okay, we're living in hell right now. Okay, hell is a concept. Okay, it's a concept. That's all it is. And you are dealing with it right now, right here. And you have the gatekeepers of hell, the so-called people that are in charge, so to speak. They are the gatekeepers of hell to keep you here struggling, keep you here living the deception. All right, that's hell. But all this is going to come to an end. All this is going to come to an end, and we're going to replenish, and we're going to build, and we're going to create this new heaven on earth. It ain't got nothing to do with the complexion of your skin. Anybody that's keep talking about complexion of people's skin and race and all that, let me tell y'all something, man. All that stuff is an illusion as well, because the palest individual is actually your reflection in your lower self. You don't even know that. You see what I'm saying? So you actually hating yourself. The goal is not to hate your lower self. No, your goal is to uplift your lower self. You feel me? But not allow your lower self to be in control of you. You did. So once again, once you start seeing things from a God perspective, then you start living in truth. And that's the difference between man, physical man, and godly man, or physical woman and godly woman. All right. So once again, I hope this brings a little bit of clarity to some of you. whatever you're seeking, whatever you're searching. I wish you all the best in your journey. And just know that everything is just the way it's supposed to be. Okay. You are exactly where you are supposed to be in your life right now. Trust me. Believe that. In fact, not believe, but know that you are exactly where you are supposed to be right now in your life. Okay. Because what brought you here is a result of all the actions that you took. It is really that simple. So, therefore, if you want something different, you do something different. Okay. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. You feel me? If you know every time you walk up Fifth Avenue, you know, there's a car accident and everybody, at least twice a day, people are getting killed by cars just running crazy, driving crazy on Fifth Avenue. If you know that Sixth Avenue is a safe route, why would you continue to walk up Fifth Avenue knowing that one day you might just be next? The point I'm making is in order to get something different, you have to do something different. In order to change your reality, you have to change your perception. In order to change your perception, you have to change your thought or change the words that you speak. In order to change the words that you speak, you have to change your thoughts. And that's the progression of changing your life. If you're homeless right now, okay, guess what? You could change that. If you're financially challenged right now, you could change that. I hear people talking about, oh, I'm broke. No, it's okay to be financially challenged, but never tell yourself you're broke. Because guess what? The universe don't know when you are joking. And the universe cannot articulate the words that we articulate. The universe don't know how to break these words down. The universe just knows the vibration that certain words carry. So when you say that you are broke, the universe don't know that you are talking about financial brokenness. The universe is just looking at it. Well, okay, you say you're broke. Well, I'm going to break everything in your life. You see what I'm saying? Because the universe is literal. God is literal. You dig? Literal. So therefore, you have to be specific when you are saying things. Yes, I am not broke. I am financially challenged. And that is just temporary. So in all these things that you can change, if you haven't found love or you haven't felt love, it's okay. All right. Start thinking it. Start giving it. Learn what love is. Then learn to love. And when you learn to love, I promise you, someone will come into your life and love you the way that you love. If all you want to do is push hate out there, guess what? Well, you think your life is going to be easy? No, it's not. If you want, all you want to do is lie, cheat. If that's all you want to do, what do you think is going to happen to you? Oh, well, they don't know I'm lying. They don't know I'm cheating. No, but you know. You see what I'm saying? And that's what people don't realize. You cannot hide away from yourself. You cannot hide away from God. That's why they say God is always watching. What does that mean? It means that you are always watching because they want you to think that God is outside of yourself. It is something outside of you. No, you are always watching. Hmm? Oh, definitely. Heaven and hell is all mental. It's all spiritual. Okay. It is all a state of mind. That's all it is. It is all a state of mind. Heaven is a state. Hell is a state. That's all it is. It is your perception that creates these realities. And a lot of times you end up in those places based on your actions involuntarily. Because based on your actions, it's just going to put you in that realm automatically. You see, so that's why I'm saying that this is we set up the perfect scenario. The equalizer is your actions. And that's why I tell people, when I tell people I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't do none of those things, man. I don't do that because I know that I know I'm doing it. And anything that I could do in the dark, I promise you, I could do it in the light. That's when you know you're walking in truth. You want to know if you're walking in truth? Whatever you do or say in the dark, Be willing to say it and do it in the light. Okay, whether that truth is a perception of it being bad or it being good, that is your truth. So live your truth. If you came here to manifest to be an adversary, Satan or the devil, be that. Be the best one that you could be. Just stay away from me. That's what I'm just saying. Stay away from me. You travel in your lane, I'm gonna travel in my lane, and we all good. Okay. Opposites don't attract you. Your negativity will not attract me. I don't know where people get all that. Oh, opposites attract. Now I attract like-minded people, loving people, caring people, responsible people, people that's doing good. That's what I want to attract. All right. All that stuff, no, opposites attract. And nah, mm-mm. That is their reality. It's not mine. Okay. Why would I want to attract a woman that's everything opposed to what I am? No, nah. Mm-mm. I want you to like a lot of the things that I like. Okay. And that's just what it is. So we're able to do those things. You feel me? So with that being said, man, a lot of the stuff that we're being taught, we're not being taught properly. So you have to start rethinking things. Okay. Start asking questions. Start questioning people. I don't care who it is. And don't let them make you feel bad for asking questions. Don't let them just tell you, oh, well, this is what it says. No. All my life, as a young man growing up, that's all I heard. Oh, well, that's what the book says. Or, oh, well, that's what God said. No. At some point, I had to be like, no, I want to know for myself. Because this God y'all telling me about, something just don't seem right. This book that y'all tell me about, something just don't seem right. I have to investigate for myself. And it was only when I decided to let go of everything that I was taught, that I learned, and I started to step into myself and ask myself, my higher self, for guidance. Because I had to differentiate between my physical body and my higher self. So, and I'm talking about 15, almost 20 years ago. So I've been on this journey for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? I would look in the mirror and sometimes I would be in tears, asking my higher self to show me who I am. And I would see myself changing. It was scary, man. I'm telling you, like, not scary as, Chucky movie or a Freddy Krueger movie. Scary as in it made me nervous. Scary as in, butterflies. You see what I'm saying? So it was that type of scariness. It wasn't about something like where I feel like I was going to die, that type of thing. No, it was just, okay, wow, I'm seeing my eyes changing color. I'm seeing like different auras of myself in a mirror, and I'm in the mirror for hours. I'm talking about literally, I stood in the mirror one time for about 2.5 to 3 hours, to the point where in fact, I actually sat down on the sink. You see what I'm saying? Because my feet was getting, was starting to hurt, right? I sat down on the sink. I just kind of scooped up on the sink, spread my legs, and I sat on the sink, and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm crying, like I'm talking about like a baby, asking myself, show me. No, I'm determined. Like I was really on that journey. That was I can't remember how long ago that was, but that was a while, man. All right. And I don't know if being celibate had anything to do with it, but that same duration of time, I had made up my mind to be celibate for about 3 years. Okay. And I was on this journey to find myself. I didn't want to hear anything anybody was telling me that what their truth was. I didn't want to hear that. I wanted to find the truth for myself. Okay. Part of that journey extended to where I went to Missouri by one of my indigenous brothers, and I went in the mountains. I can't remember if the video is still on YouTube, but I was in the mountains, okay, for about 6 months. No water, no light. I'm talking about in the heat, in the cold. So all these things I had to go through to find myself, to find the truth. And then the higher self would just start relieving things, just start relieving those things to me. Okay. Giving me things, telling me things, showing me things. Ancestors would come to me like literally tapped me on my shoulder. Okay, when the ancestors gave me the, the name, Flying Eagle, Chief Kalinago Flying Eagle, it was in sequences. All right, and I'm talking about they came and touched me on my right shoulder. I looked up and I saw my ancestor. You feel me? Like I felt a literal touch, physical, on my shoulders. So I'm saying all that to say is the journey is not for the swift, but for those who could endure. You feel me? It is a journey. It is a process. You know what I mean? So continue to strive, right? Continue to walk the path because it's not a broad path that's going to take you where you need to go. It is that path where you need to travel alone sometimes. And I always tell people being alone doesn't mean that you're lonely. It is two complete different energies, right? Two complete different scenarios. Being alone doesn't equate to lonely. You see what I'm saying? You did. So you could be alone in your journey, but you don't necessarily have to be lonely on your journey. Okay? Because people always think they have to be in the company of other people all the time. No, man, you have to come to a point in your life where you are willing to isolate yourself. Because remember, people who bring misery, that's all they are there for, is to bring misery. So no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter whatever, it doesn't matter. That's what they're going to bring to your life. You cannot change that. So the only way to avoid that is to avoid them. When people show you who they truly are, believe them. You feel me? Because you shall know a tree by its fruits. I'm not going to go in the garden and see mangoes, okay? And clearly the tree is dropping mangoes and I'm picking it up talking about, oh no, I'm eating this and this is going to be an orange. You got to be out of your damn mind, okay? You are out of your mind for the tree to be dropping oranges and you peeling the orange talking about, now when I peel this on, this is going to be a mango. Bruh, you can't change people, man. You can't. So when people show you who they are, believe them until they show you otherwise. Stop trying to change people. Change yourself and be the example that you want to see in people. And therefore, you may make an impact that may encourage them to change themselves. It doesn't matter how much you hang around them, they may not change. It doesn't matter how much you speak to them, they may not change. It doesn't matter how much you do for them or to them, they may not change. But I promise you, if you live your life and you make the changes within yourself, within your life, I promise you, I'm not just telling you I think, it's a promise that you will make an impact on somebody. Don't be afraid to tell your story. You okay, here we go. It came back. All right. So follow your, find your purpose and live your life, man. Whatever you want to do with your life, don't be afraid. Take a chance. All right. It's never too late. I don't care if you're 18. I don't care if you're 25. I don't care if you're 35. I don't care if you're 45. I don't care if you're 55. I don't care if you're 70. I don't care if you're 80. I don't care if you're 90. The point is, it's never too late to start living your life. Whatever you want to do it. Okay, if you want to write a book, just start. If you want to be a chef, just start. If you want to be an artist, just start. If you want to have a clothing line, just start. If you want to make little trinkets or things for children or jewelry, whatever the case may be, the simplest things that you think is insignificant, this is what might bring you that financial freedom that you've been seeking. Because I see people, I like looking at this show, Shark Tank, right? And I see people making millions off of the simplest things. And I'm saying, hold up, why didn't I think about that? But it wasn't supposed to be for me to think of, because that wasn't my path. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you have to follow your own path. We are creators. What are you creating? More than just babies. Pardon me. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong if that's, hey, all you are there to do is just create babies. That's fine. Because that's what we're here to do. Be fruitful and multiply, right? But we are creators. So allow your creative juices to flow and create something, man. I don't care if it's just earrings. I don't care if it's just headbands. Man, listen, come up with a little logo, create a brand. You know what I'm saying? Or a creation. Put your mark on the world. So when you look back and say, hey, you know what? This is what I created. You don't have to take a whole lot. And we will support each other. You see what I'm saying? Because I know I was nervous. Like I told you, I was nervous about doing this clothing line. Nervous as, man, I don't know what. But I said, you know what, Chief? You shouldn't, don't allow fear to stop you. Okay? I was afraid, whether people would be receptive to the clothing line, whether people would support it or not. You know what I mean? And I had to overcome that fear and tell myself, you know what? This is not for the people who don't want it to succeed. It's only for the people who want it to succeed. So if I had just focused on the people who don't want it to succeed, then I wouldn't have jumped in the water. You see what I'm saying? I only focused on the people that I tell myself will want it to succeed, because those are the people that I want to gravitate to. I don't want to gravitate the opposite of my direction. I want it to gravitate to the people that moving in the same direction that I'm moving in. People who want to make a declaration to show that they're indigenous. People who want to make a declaration to show that we are the original American Indians. Like, so when you step, we don't have to talk. Okay, when you see me, I'm in that crowd. You know that I'm different because it's right here. It's right here. It's on my sweatpants or my shoes or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? If an officer want to, violate my rights and want to search me and strip me, when they pull my pants down, I have my underwear, it says I'm indigenous. You see what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is, don't be afraid to take that chance. Don't be afraid. Do it. I encourage you to do it. And just know that my platform will always be a platform where any one of you could hit me up in an inbox and say, Chief, I have an idea. Do you have any suggestions? Or Chief, I already created my idea. I need help to promote it. Can I come on your platform and talk about it? You are always welcome. You are always welcome. I will not charge you a dime. I will not charge you anything. You will not owe me any favors. That's what I'm here for. Because we have to learn to uplift and support each other. And I've been saying that for a very long time, and that will not change. So if you have as long as it's something that's uplifting the people, I don't dwell in negative energies. So if you have music that's about the H's and the B's and degrading women and talking about killing up people, now that's not my thing. I'm not vibrating on that frequency at all. You feel me? But if it's something whether it's a clothing line, your earring, your, whatever that, you're doing, your art, whatever the case may be. And you want some people to know who you are, see what you have, send me an inbox, okay? And I will do 2, 3, 4 people at a time. Give you 15 minutes to shine on the platform. This is our platform. I have always said that, and that will never change. I have always said that. Go back to all my videos. From day one, I've been telling people the same thing. Always. And they will tell you, Chief never charged me a dime. Chief never said, well, hey, you know what? I did this for you. You have to. No, I have never done that. I just give you the platform to tell, so people, you could tell people what you have. You know what I mean? And there is great significance in being that way, because I know that whatever I put into the universe is going to come back to me 10 times fold. You see, I get that concept. And I'm not just doing it just because I know the universe is going to give me back. No, I'm doing it because I know it's the right thing to do. Because I comprehend the concept of community. Okay? The ability to commune with people I'm in unity with. That's what community is. And we have lost the sense of community, and we live in neighborhoods. So I want to bring those things back. It is really that simple. Of course, we're going to have haters. Of course, we're going to have people that's not going to support us. But who cares? Because we are not catering to people who don't want to support us. Do you think people, when the Chinese man opened up a restaurant, do you think he opened up the restaurant for people who don't eat Chinese food? Do you think he opens up his restaurant for people who don't eat Chinese food? No. He opened up his restaurant attracting in his mind people who eat Chinese food. Come on, man. So it's only you that create that reality, you know? BP said, but can someone please elaborate about heaven and hell being in one state of mind? There are extreme mysteries have been difficult to comprehend thus far. As far as the Most High, I share that I can't see. Well, again, heaven and hell is all perceptions. All right, it's all perceptions, right? Earth is considered Sheol, the lower realms. That's what, because if you go into the Old Testament, you will not see the word hell anywhere. However, you would see Sheol. And Sheol is where people go into the lower dimensions. So that's what earth is, Sheol, which is, they said that it hell derived from Sheol, but it didn't. That hell was just a word that was created, right? So with that being said, hell hell just became this particular place, that a fiery place where this so-called God burned people for eternity. Now, for anyone to believe that fairy tale or that lie, something got to be wrong with you mentally. Because again, let's go back to the concept of God being good all the time. And I always use this analogy. As a man or a woman, if you have a child and your child continues to disobey you, do things that you think is not right, and you have warned them 100 times, would you make their ultimate punishment? Would you make it be them burning in hell forever and ever and ever for eternity? I am almost certain each and every one of you would say no, right? But yet still, we have limitations in our love, we have limitations in our emotions, and we have limitations in the flesh, period. And if, as a fleshly man or a woman, you will not wish for your child to burn in a fire of eternity, why would a God that's good all the time do that to his son or daughter? So that alone in itself should tell you that hell is an illusion created by man to instill fear on people. You see what I'm saying? But in its generic sense, hell is pretty much the opposite of heaven, which is bliss, love, joy, happiness, goodness. Everything good is heavenly. Anything outside of that is considered hell. So that's the simplest way I could break it down for you. We are not talking about the extremity of hell, what we are being taught. That's a fairy tale. That's a Santa Claus story. That's an Easter Bunny story. Okay? Now, if we are talking about things that goes against the spirit, so to speak, then you get that in a little, what's called a little sensation within your inner core, within your soul, a burning sensation that's also considered hell as well, because you're going and doing things contrary to the higher self. So again, hell is all perception, it's all perceptive, the same way heaven is. Like I said before, I could sit right here in this room and experience heaven. Okay, it's a state of bliss, right? So you could do that at will. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. All right. Okay, so I'm about to get out here, man. Been on here for almost 2 hours, man. Sometimes, when I start, I just can't stop, right? Because I love stuff like this, So this is actually one of my purposes, in life. But I love it, because I know I have actually seen a few of my past lives, and I was part of, certain empires that did certain things. You know what I'm saying? So, it wasn't anything, it's more so what I'm doing right now. It's kind of like some of the opposite of what I did. Meaning that when it came to talking about religion and God and all that, I played a very, very, very key role in teaching people about this monotheistic God, all right, this savior, so to speak. So now that I'm in a different, you know, body, a different avatar, I am here now to, redo some of the things that I did. You see what I'm saying? So all this is part of my transgressions that I'm corrected. You know what I mean? Because in different lives, we serve different purposes for whatever reason at that time. You see, because it was part of the family business, so to speak. You see what I'm saying? So I I happen to tap into one or two of those reincarnations. You know what I mean? So I'm just in a different space of mind right now, because this is, I'm literally, let me see how could I explain that? Um, we all have to go through different stages, right? And there are certain stages before you go to different levels. So right now in this avatar, I'm actually in some of the last phases of my reincarnation. Now, I don't know if I'm going to reincarnate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm going to complete the journey in this avatar that I'm in right now. I don't know just yet. But however, I know that it took me a few avatars, a few thousand avatars, you see what I'm saying, to get to where I'm at right now. You feel me? So I don't know if this is the last incarnation. I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm a whole lot closer to where I need to be in terms of my state of mind, the way I think, and knowing who I am. You see what I'm saying? So everybody have to travel their own path to find that path towards where we need to be. You see what I'm saying? Which is essentially getting back to that all, so to speak. So now when you reincarnate, we actually will be reincarnating to come help this realm to recreate that heaven on earth again. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense, in my mind, right? So anyway, man, listen, lineage, I'm about to get out of here. Let me show you guys something before I get out of here. Let me see, something that I'm working on. So I am working on a jacket. Okay. Give me 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. I'm working on a jacket, and this is what the back is going to look like. Let me see if I could see that. Boom, 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 boom. Window. Mm, 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 mm. So this is what's going to be on the back of the jacket. Okay. This is going to be on the back of the jacket. I mean, it's going to be dope. Like you see, everything is being made from scratch. All right. Just so y'all know. All right. When I talk to my manufacturers, I give them the concept that I want. Okay. I tell them everything, how to cut everything, what I need on there. So as you could see, that's in the creation right now. So that's going to be on the back of the jacket, right? I mean, it's going to be sort of like a you know the what they call them? Man, I forgot those jackets, but a lot of college universities have them. I forgot the name of it. All right, but anyway, that's going to be on the back of the jacket. Okay. So let me see something. Also, these dresses right here, I have those. I love those, man. So as you could see, I had the manufacturer make it. They got a model, to put on, to put on the dress. So I actually have those right now in white. I have them in black, and I have them in pink. Okay, so I think I have the sizes I have in that. Let me see if I could find that for y'all. I have them in give me 1 second. I have that in large, extra large, and 2XL. All right. So eventually I'm gonna get smaller sizes, eventually. I'm also gonna get children's stuff as well. All right, but I love the fit on that. So I had to make it, you know, I paid for them to hire a model to put it on the model because my manufacturers are actually outside of the United States. So I had to pay for all that so they could try a kind of like a plus size woman to try that. So they hired a model to do that. Those models are not my personal models per se. All right. So that's that. The shorts that I spoke about. I also have these right here, but I'm gonna, we working on the website, so I'll put them on the website. But we have that as well, and those shorts that I talk about, the yoga workout shorts, that's what it looks like actually on the model that they hired. So so once again, man, just take a chance. All right, this is the hat. Just take a chance. Don't be afraid, to pursue what you want to do. Okay. Nobody said it's going to be easy. Nobody said it's going to be difficult. Nobody said it's going to be hard, right? But it's just a journey, and just experience the journey, man. That's all you got to do. All right. That's all you got to do. Let me see if I could show you what's some of what's going to be on the front of that jacket. Um, Give me 1 second. That's going to be in the front of the jacket right here. So as you could see, it's being made from scratch. So the big logo with the eagle will be on the back, right? And on the front is gonna have, I am not black, I am American Indian. Then on one side is gonna say my Niji declaration. It's gonna say my Niji. It may have a personal autograph of by me on here. So I'm still contemplating that. And on the sleeves, it may say I'm indigenous, but that's in the creation right now. From scratch, it's being created. All right. So I'm saying all that to say, man, if you have a dream, you want to pursue your dream. All right. Get up and do what you got to do. So thank you for being a part of this build. I know it was long, 2 hours, but I hope you found some value in there, and it will help you on your path and your journey to find your true self and to really find what you're looking for. All right. I will talk to y'all soon. Thank you. Hey, Zazie, what's going on? All right. Much respect to each and every one of you. I'm not sure if let me see. Okay, so spiritual elevation said after fasting for 12 days, I felt a shift in my reality. Oh yes, I mean, one thing you have to realize is fasting, creates, a void, so to speak, in the body or within that realm. Okay. And just like how just why I showed you, when the allegorical Jesus was fasting for 40 days, you see, because he was fasting and he was hungry, because there's a hunger, okay, then the adversary Satan came to tempt him, thinking because he is hungry, he was going to fall for the temptation. So anytime you start fasting, all right, the body becomes hungry. The mind, the spirit, the soul, it yearns for something. And if you're not careful enough, the adversary will feed you something that's going to take you right back, what I'm saying, into your lower self. You feel me? So, yes, when you fast, it is creating that hunger, all right? And whatever you feed the body with will take you to another level, whether it may be up or down, it will take you to another level, all right? So, yes, spiritual elevation, that does happen, okay? Yes, definitely. The dresses, man. I mean, when I saw what I did is I reached out to the manufacturer and I was like, listen, I want to create something for indigenous women, you know, and I wanted so they showed me different samples, but that dress didn't have the plit, that little plit on the side, right, or in front of it. I was like, I want something that kind of looked like it's almost like a wraparound dress, but not a wraparound dress. So they drew out the plit, and I was like, that's it right there. You see what I'm saying? So they created that for me, and they did it from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So everything is being made from scratch. You feel me? Also, I'm creating another, um, another image, right, to start putting on T-shirts, because you see, the visualization it's a mother. I'll tell you this, right? Because the perception of what the eye sees become the reality of people. How do you think that these so-called natives were able to step in place, right, and replace us, so to speak? It was with images, because they showed it to us in movies, on T-shirts, like all those things, right? A lot of our people, when I say our people, I'm talking about the original Americans. A lot of us, when we talk about natives and we show T-shirts, we show natives that don't look like us. You feel me? I don't do that. I don't do that. Okay, because the visual is important to me. So I'm creating. One of my friends, he's an artist. He do tattoos, right? So I paid him to do, an image of an American Indian, what I'm saying, but that looks like us. So that's being created right now. He showed me a sample of that. It's fire. So I'm gonna do one with a Niji brother, and I'm gonna do one with a Niji sister, right? So that's gonna be two different T-shirts, right? And then I'm gonna do one with them together. You know what I'm saying? With like maybe a child or two children. So again, what I'm doing is I am changing the perception of what they want us to think the original indigenous people are. But it has to be visual. You see, that's how they caught us with. Again, you see the eyes, because people's eyes were not single, right? They were just seeing things from the physical perspective. So they see and they hear what people are telling them. And now, because they're hearing what people are telling them, they start seeing the images and they start thinking that's reality. You see, so it's truly the perception of what your physical body is showing you that's creating your reality. So I'm changing all that. That's why I know this is not, this my Niji clothing creation is more than just a brand. It's more than just creating something to say, oh, I want to sell this. No, it's not about sales. It's about creating, recreating the reality of what they taught us. You feel me? I went out to today, all right, to post 3 T-shirts, and thank you, sis, for for the support. You know what I'm saying? And I went to the post office, and everybody was saying, "Man, I like your shirt. What does that mean?" And I was explaining it to them. You see what I'm saying? And you could see the smiles on their faces, right? I walked into a restaurant, to get some sawfish, right? And a sister was in line behind me. I said, I turn, I say, hey sis, please don't take this the wrong way, right? I just started my clothing line and I'm looking for a few models because sometimes people tell you all these type of things to get at you, you know what I mean? So I let her know, hey, it's nothing like that. I showed her my Instagram, my Facebook page. I showed her everything. I said, listen, I would like, for you to be one of the models. I made her feel comfortable. I said, I'm gonna rent a beauty salon to do the photo shoot. I don't want people to think, oh, well, doing a photo shoot, you got to come to my house now. You got to learn how to conduct yourself as a businessman or a woman, and it's all about your energy. You feel me? So she gave me her number with no hesitation. You know what I mean? There was no malice behind that. There was no underthought behind that. I came straight with the truth and kept it 100. You see what I'm saying? So eventually what I'm going to do, I'm going to get about 2 or 3. And I put that out there in the universe. I put it out there in the universe that I'm going to find the models that I want that look like us. Okay. And I'm going to run into them. I'm going to find them. As a matter of fact, someone sent me a link with some models, but they just didn't look like us. I didn't feel that energy. So I said, you know what? I'm cool with it. All right. I'm going to find people who look like us and I'm going to find the right energy. And boom, she was one of the right energies. And I'm going to find a few more. So I'm going to find about 2, 3, 4, 5 individuals, maybe 3 women and 2 men. And I'm going to rent a little beauty salon, set it up with a green screen, whatever. I'm going to do a photo shoot. Like, I'm going out because I know that the impact I want to make with this clothing creation is going to change some things. Can you imagine, right? Everywhere you go, people are asking you, what does that mean? It's telling a story. I like your shirt. It's a conversation piece. You see what I'm saying? It's a conversation piece. I like your shirt. Well, hey, do you know what indigenous mean? Are you indigenous? You see what I'm saying? Like, and that's another form of teaching. You see what I'm saying? So use your talent, use your gifts. I don't know what they are. You know what they are. But all I'm just asking you is, don't be afraid to share it with the world. Remember, in one of the videos, I told y'all that the richest place on earth is the cemetery. Why? Because too many people died, they transition without sharing the gift with the world. Don't let that be you. Okay? Don't let that be you. Share your gift. Okay? And that is just my way of sharing my gift with the world because we need to reclaim our birthright. It is ours. And what's the best way to do that without even opening up your mouth? By making a statement. Wherever you go, whether it's a headband, whether it's a t-shirt, whether it's a dress, whether it's the shoes, wherever you go. If you go to the gym, you got your boxers on. Wherever you go is going to say that you are indigenous. My Niji, you are an American Aboriginal, an American Indian. You did. So this is more than just putting some logo on clothes. This is a spiritual thing. And I'm just fortunate and I'm honored. I'm highly favored to be one of the ones that it was given to. So like I said, I'm always here to serve my purpose. All right. I love us because I love me. You feel me? So with that being said, I'm going to conclude this live. Y'all have a great continuation. All right. Thank you.